I come bearing gifts.
Oh, right.
This. And we got this, and then that movie was recorded on there, that one game. So I don't know if you want to try and upload it.
I'll try it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Got to use my press pass for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Were they in the calling tickets?
There was somebody up there. Yeah.
Brian, are you glad to be back?
Good evening, and welcome to the first game of the Chassa season for the Valor Eagles. No more club-type hockey in CPHL where they're the Screaming Eagles, and we're discouraged from using, not really discouraged, but can't really call them Valor. But here they are, your Valor Eagles facing off versus the Resurrection Christian Cougars. The RCS has played one game this season so far. They played against Pooter last weekend, and Stars handed it to them pretty well. I think it was 9-0. These teams have always battled Valor and RC. Valor's typically gotten the better of them, but you never know what to expect. But it is a pretty good leadoff game for the Eagles. Establish some confidence and maybe get the lines worked out and what have you. With that, I'll get right into the lines, and then we will go to the pregame, which is always great in Shasta. Anyway, and the first line, this should look familiar. Most of these are familiar from the previous games we had in CPHL in Wisconsin. Hoyt Sorensen, number 22, skating with Gabe Fisher and Maddox Charles. That top line's been very productive and certainly did a lot of work in Wisconsin. The amount of work that was done. Next line will be Bodine, Baker, and Dawson Charles. That's Bauer, Bodine, Joey Baker, and number 21, Dawson Charles. The next line is number 25, Carson Deep. Centering that line is Ben Purchase, number 13. And Max Sutter, number 18. Is the right wing. The next line is Jimenez, Evan Jimenez, number 15. Good to see him back. Centering that line will be Matteo Canapari. And Bauer Bodine had just informed me that Matteo was accepted, I believe it was, to Villanova. So congratulations there to Mr. Canapari. And then rounding out that line is Jack Bevan, number 17. On defense, should look familiar. Roger Stanley is skating with Jack McKiddo. Connor Foy, number 5, skating with Matt Gogol, number 14. And number 9, Jackson King, skating with Kane Coffey. In goal today, we will have number 31, Ryan Habakoff. Following the opening skate, we'll go right to the starting line announcements. We'll announce the players. Some PA work. I think we might have Terry Bevan on the PA tonight. We'll have the national anthem and, of course, the team prayer, which we'll wait and see who produces or who is reciting the team prayer today. So we'll go mute for a while and let the PA announcer take over for a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to South Suburban Sports Complex for tonight's 5A hockey matchup between the visiting Resurrection Christian Cougars and your Valor Christian Eagles. And now to introduce the visiting starters for the Cougars. At defense, number 8, Trace Boersma. At defense, number 16, Kaden Kuntz. At forward, number 15, Eason Frazier. At forward, number 18, Jamison Snyder. At forward, number 34, Tyler Johnson. And in goal, Levi Carlson. And now the starters for your Valor Christian Eagles. At defense, number 6, Jack McKiddo. At defense, number 16, Roger Stanley. At forward, number 22, Hoyt Sorensen. At forward, number 23, Maddox Charles. At forward, number 27, Gabe Fisher. And in goal, number 31, Ryan Haverkas. At this time, I ask that you rise if able for an opening prayer from Valor Senior Maddox Charles, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
All right, everyone, please back as you go. Dear Lord, thank you for getting us all here safely tonight. I pray that we do everything in our power to glorify you through everything we do on the ice tonight. I pray that you get us all home safely and have a good rest of the season. In the son's name I pray, amen.
All right, after that opening intro, we're ready to get this one going. Starting lineups were announced by none other than Terry Bevan. He might just be a fill-in for this week. And boy, did he do a good job announcing. So again, leading off, Gabe Fisher, Hoyt Sorensen, and Maddox Charles, and we are getting this 25-26 Chassa season underway. Faceoffs won by Hoyt. He makes it into the zone. Some speed up the side. Center, no one's there. Flipped aside by the goalie. Stanley keeps it in. Fisher back to Hoyt. Hoyt's got all the room forever, and he passes it back up top to Stanley over to McKinnon. McKinnon down low, there's Maddox, his first touch of the game. Now to Hoyt. Hoyt flips it back. Really passive defense here with RC. This looks to be overmatched with skill. Shot from the point, a broken stick. There's $300 or $400. Hate to see that happen. Kicked out, pretty good play in spite of no stick. Kept in by Valor, good pressure here. Maddox circles, winds in, low shot. Goalie didn't see that one. Hoyt flips it back up. It's like the boys are on a power play. Score. Scored! Gabe Fisher leads it off. And that is the first 50 seconds just dominating the O-zone. And a pretty nonchalant goal. Good shot from the point. Big juicy rebound, and big Gabe Fisher was there, and he gets the first goal of the Chassa season as we get underway. Good goal, good puck movement, going to high to low. That puck is won, controlled by RC. They get it in. King over to Coffee. Up to Dawson, he's got some shot. He tries to get one in, it's blocked, doesn't make it in. He stays with it. Baker's battling down the corner. Good stick work there, poked out. Bodain goes in to get it. Couple passive plays there on both sides. Bodain keeps it in, takes a stick in the back. No penalty there. King to Dawson. Dawson hesitates, over to Bauer. Score! Great look by Dawson Charles. Gets it over Bodain and hits that top corner. A little late to get the shot off, but there was that corner he saw. We can see it up here, perfect vantage. And just like that, the Valor Eagles are up 2-0. About a minute and 22 seconds into this game. I have a feeling you might be backing it off a little bit here. Great offensive play. Good work by Dawson. I think he gets the first assist on that. Perch wins the draw. Back to Gogol. And apologies earlier, I said that's Matt Gogol. The dad would be Matt Gogol, and that's Connor Gogol. They're number 14. They're sent back in by Foy up top. Good play by Perch. Sends it back up top. Stick click there by Deep. He keeps it down low. Battling with its Perch. Sutter had snuck into the center. There he's still in the center. Tries to get a stick on it. Tied up by 3 RC guys. Then it pops out to Sutter. Score! And just like that, 3 goals in 2 minutes. 1 goal for each of the lines. And that is a 3-0 lead 2 minutes into the game. You can see Sutter wandered into that spot. Great shot. And a kick back out to him, and he was right there. Another good shot. So just like that, it's 3-0 Valor 2 minutes into the game. Good shot nonetheless. Now we'll try this next line. Canapari working with Bevan and Jimenez. RC tries to break out. D-to-D pass, a little more structure there, but that's backhanded up to Jimenez. Pitched up to RC, panic pass to the neutral zone, chipped in. Now it's brought in by Canapari. He's got some speed, goes up the side, spins around back behind the net. Looks like some speed by that RC Cougar, and that's sent down for an ice. And that's, besides the 3 goals, the first stoppage and the first time that Havikas has touched the puck. So he touches it when he flips it back down for the ice. And we'll see some new skaters out on the ice, the Fisher line. So there's an opportunity to really work on some structure, some plays and stuff as you're already up 3-0. And I just don't see the skill level there that it's going to come back. But we'll see. Anything can happen. It is high school hockey. Played out, can't quite get it out. Maddox is there, winds around one, tries to, doesn't quite get around. McKittle dances at the blue line, sends it down into the corner. Good play. Fish winds back around down to Hoyt. Hoyt has some room. He spins around, takes some body, tries to get it up top, but that is intercepted. Good job keeping it in by Stanley. He comes up. There's Hoyt. Little sauce pass. Goal. Another goal. Wow, great puck movement there, too. A little more subdued on the goal calls here. That is Stanley to Hoyt, and Hoyt with a great sauce pass out in the middle to Maddox Charles, and the Valor Eagles are up 4-0, 3 minutes into the game. 14:06 left on the clock, and this game is already getting out of hand as it is. Really good positioning there. So now we'll see Canapari line out there again. RC wins the face-off, and they dump it in, and they call off the icing. Refs are probably thinking we need to try and get this one going. Left back there by King. King to Jimenez. Played back behind to Coffey. Coffey up to Bevan. Good fish out from the boards. Bevan flips it up to Jimenez off his stick. Again, good to see Ev back. Goes through one. Shot does not make it through. I thought Jimenez was going to try and get on the scoreboard. His first goal of this contest, or actually the whole hockey season. King over to Jimenez, just out of his reach. I think a little too firm, so Jimenez passes on it. Now it's back down in. King's going to play it. Backhands it to Jimenez. Jimenez down. Good touch pass to Coffey. Coffey flips it up and out to the neutral zone. It's played to RC. They go D-to-D. And that is a pass directly to Valor, and King will gather that one up, go back to Coffey. Coffey turns, back to King. Oh, stretch pass to Evan, but that puck popped right out to the open spot. Fortunately, nobody from RC was there. Canapari with some speed through the neutral zone. Back pass not hard enough to Jimenez. RC tries to take it up, and that's played by Gogol. Connor Gogol, not Matt Gogol. I don't think Matt Gogol would have that kind of speed out on the ice, but he might surprise you. RC battles down the corner. Canapari fishes it out. Played by Dawson. He's out there now with some speed. He's winding through him. Goes wide on one. Tries to toe drag through one. Bodies someone, and that is going to be a penalty. Kid goes in face first with the body, some contact. I think it was relatively incidental, but that's a hard push on that kid, and hopefully that's just a 2. Kid was sort of going down, and he was bumped, and we'll see. Nope, kid gets up, so good. Nothing, doesn't look like he's injured. He was definitely falling down. See a replay here. He's falling down, and Dawson gave him some body. And looks to be a 2-minute boarding. I don't see another guy go into the end of the box, so it will be a 2-minute penalty. So we'll see how this power kill unit hopefully get some good practice here. Purchase is out there working with deep. Get to see these kids work together and hopefully get some good practice killing penalties for when some of the more formidable. Oh, that's going to be a 5-minute major on Dawson. So a 5-minute major, but no game misconduct or anything, so that's good. And most importantly, the RC player is not injured. At least he was able to skate off on his own accord. I shouldn't say he wasn't injured, but hopefully nothing serious. If it is, maybe a head pain or something. All right, McKiddo winds it up, and he's able to easily clear that. 4:30 left in the penalty kill. Purchase on the first forecheck, deep behind him. A good chance to practice some of your structure on this RC team. They do make the zone, dumps it back behind. There's McKiddo. He really easily chases that down. Pretty late or no energy on that forecheck on those power play kids. And now we'll see the next unit come out. We got Fisher working with Bodine. We got King and Coffey out there. Man makes the zone with some speed. They can't take this team lightly. Center goes wide. That's some lazy play by these penalty killers. They can't keep doing that. Some structure there. That goes right off of Bodine's boot, and so he's now on the forecheck. Menacing, just making the player make a decision. He's going to leave it. Bodine continues to pester. Kid makes the zone pretty easily. Doesn't have the support yet. Comes to King, and King winds it around out of the zone pretty easily. 3:30 left on the PK. Get a couple of new killers out there to practice it. We now have Maddox and Hoyt out there, the top PK unit. Here comes number 23 with some speed. Makes it in, but he's 1-on-4. The trailers on that power play, so no structure quite yet with this RC team. They're again their first game of the season. That's fished out, down, and the goalie will cover that up. 3 minutes left on the power play. 10:25 left, first period. Draws one back. Maddox will control back behind his own net to Hoyt. Hoyt bodies through one but can't get through two. Played out by RC. Looks like they're on the PK. They try the breakout and that doesn't connect in 23. He seemed to have some speed. Misplays the puck. Will wind back around. Now 16 is going to give it a shot. He makes the zone pretty easily. Sends it back in. Connor Gogol gives chase. Absorbs a body. Hoyt comes to help out. There's Maddox with some support. Dawson is still in the penalty box. 2.5 more minutes to go on that, so it's half over. Fished out by Hoyt, but he blows a tire, falls down, and Maddox has some time behind the goal, and he's going to wind up and send that down. RC regroups in their own zone. They make the center line. make the O-zone. Kid goes wide, fans on the shot. Sutter's there to pick it up, and he will hoist it out into the neutral zone. Bevan gives chase there too. Played by Havakos behind the net. Fish back around, didn't know the Gogol was there. Sutter, it's in his feet. He manages to fish it out. He's on the rush, 1-on-2, 1-on-3, bounces off a body, goes down into the corner. RC going back the other direction, spins around, leaves a pass. Now we'll see if they can get a structured setup here. They haven't set the power play up. There's an interference there, but it's not called. 10 winds around, shot off the post. Good shot by that kid. He bodies down McKiddo. Well, that kid's playing with some energy. Good shot, shorthanded shot, I think went off the post and then gave McKiddo a shove onto the ice. Perch is out there again with deep. Stanley and McKiddo on the blue line. 18 makes his own. They're going to try and set it up. Goes cross ice, but nobody's there. To McKiddo, sees Purchase on the break. Connects with Purchase. Purchase alone, saved by the goalie. Wow, good glove save. Purchase was in. Looking for a shorthanded goal, would be his first goal of the Chassa season. Good shot, good break, good stretch pass. And it doesn't go in for him, but man, that was a good play, good stretch pass. Purchase and Deep are still out there, another minute to kill. It might be a little more evenly matched if it was 4-on-5. King shot over the top of the net. Good hard shot, but we talked about some of those low shots can be better for the deflection, but on the PK with nobody in front of the net, pretty good shot there by Jackson. Good hard shot. Just went over the net. 23 does make the zone. Looking for some support, but just no structure. Deep tries to get it out. Sends it right into that kid. Coffey turns and fires it around the boards. Kid loses his feet and Perch is there to bang it out. He'll go to the bench. We'll get a couple new kids on. There's Baker working with Bodine. Timing should be right for Dawson to come out and join that line. RC makes the zone. No, they don't make it in the neutral zone. Bodine on the forecheck, and that's too many men. Yeah, I looked up and there's a lot of blue jerseys. A lot of blue jerseys, so we will play 4-on-4 for 13 seconds, and then we'll have Dawson out, probably to complete the power play. Not sure what we're going to see here. Yep, they're going to send the power play unit out. Play 4-on-4. 13 seconds left on the first power play, and then we'll have about a minute 45 for Valor Eagles to practice their power play, which looked relatively powerless in Wisconsin. Playing against some pretty good fast kids though, so maybe give him a pass. Fisher wins the draw, back the side. Bodine gives battle in the corner. Good play by Fish. Bodine comes out with it, tries to get a shot off, saved by that goalie. Good save. Bodine intercepts, gets in the way, gets tied up, needs some support. Still battling around the ice, trying to keep it in. It comes out, and that's a good call by that ref. He was right there, eagle-eyed. He called. The puck came just out. They're battling on there to keep it in, ultimately unable to. 1:40 left, and now we'll see the boys on the 5-on-4 power play. Draws one back to Dawson, heads back to Maddox, tapped up to Bodine. Bodine makes the zone. He'll set it up, back to Hoyt. Hoyt shot directly into the center of the goalie. You want to see him try and set up the structured power play there. Cross ice pass, and Hoyt had all the time. A lot of times he picks some corners. That must have come off a part of the stick he didn't want to, because that was right into the goalie, that big R in the middle of his chest. We've seen Hoyt sneak in just inside the circle and pick some corners there. So that draws one back again. The boys will try it again. Maddox leaves to Dawson, back up top. Oh, a little lazy pass by Dawson, trying to go up to Maddox. Intercepted. Here goes RC the other direction. Passes across, does not connect. Dawson cross ice to Bodine. He's going to slow it down a bit, leave it for Maddox. Good play there to regroup with some speed. Oh my goodness. Maddox runs into Hoyt. A little bit of miscommunication there. But now Maddox with some speed, leaves it for Dawson. Dawson cross ice, good pass to Hoyt. Hoyt makes the zone. Hoyt's going to slow it down too, see if they can set it up, and they do just that. Mattis goes across the ice, over there to Dawson. Up top to Hoyt. Hoyt with plenty of time to Dawson. Maddox, shot save. Oh, big swing by Fish, and he does not connect. Holy moly, big old golf swing there. Maddox is going to try it again. Maddox with some speed. Power play not affected. They've got to be setting it up. Maddox down low to Hoyt. Hoyt sends it directly into the goalie's stomach again. 20 seconds left on the power play. Cross ice by Sutter. Sutter to Stanley. Down low to Baker. He surveys. He gets pinned up, gets bodied off of it. There's Stanley with support. Back to McKiddo. Another broken stick. Holy cow. I hope that's not the same kid. His parents are out at $600 or $700. That'll do it for the power play. You can see that power play, that penalty kill was very passive by RC, and all the kids tried to shoot, wanted another goal, but really need to set that up and work the puck. Baker with a great pass to Stanley, but he was turned the other direction. Kept in by McKiddo. McKiddo down along the boards to Baker, who pops around one, gets pushed down, and we're going to see the boys go back on the power play. Maybe to try it out again. Joey took the cross check in the back. A little more than one step better than a love tap, and he goes down. We'll try that PP1 unit again. I'd really like to see some puck movement here. With the right puck movement, you think there'd be just a gaping net. It's pretty passive box played by RCS here. And with the Cougars going passive on this, you'd really like to see Valor move the puck and get that, just walk the goal in. Draws one back. Bodine has some time up to Maddox, down low to Dawson to Bodine, and he shoots it 3 feet over the net. He's got to get it off the sticks. Oh my goodness. And there's Hoyt. He reaches up and plays it, knocks it down with a high stick. RC gets there first, gets a shot on goal. They have got a trailer. Lazy play again by the Eagles. Bodine fishes one out. Now here comes Maddox with some speed up to Hoyt. Hoyt drop pass, but nobody is there. Again, a lazy power play here. Need to set this one up. Maddox will try again with the entry. Overloads. Maddox winds in and shoots it into the goalie again. And I just don't understand this. This is where you should be practicing the setup of the power play. And we saw 3 or 4 zone entries there, and every guy took the shot themselves versus setting up a structured power play, working the umbrella to the open player. We've seen those score, and when you've got a 4-0 lead, you don't need to score more goals. Work the system. Now we'll see these guys. Baker up top here working the puck. Stanley to McKiddo. McKiddo moves over to Stanley. This is some structure. Stanley down low. Baker turns and fires. Low, sharp angle shot. Stanley up top to McKiddo. Low shot. Looking for a deflection. I think that was Sutter working down low. Pops out. Now back up top. Deep fishes it out. Stanley will work back around. This is a little bit better puck movement, although Stanley moves it directly to the RC guy. Pops out to the middle. There's Sutter. Good play, popping it back out to himself. And that pops out. They're calling for the offside. Stanley turns and he shoots one directly into the goalie's chest. 29 seconds left on the power play, and I think that this crew went about 2 or something on 15 on the power play when they were in Wisconsin. And that PP2 unit had some better puck movement. When they're playing against Monarch and PSD and Creek, the puck movement has got to be there, and they've got to be practicing that puck movement here. One fished out by Maddox to see if he can get something going. He makes a center line, chips it back to Dawson. Dawson over to Maddox, looking for an open player. He shoots right into a player. It's a little bit of a screen. Chips it back in the corner. 12 seconds left on the man advantage. Comes down into the corner. Bodine fishes it out. Back up top to Maddox. Maddox to Hoyt. Hoyt down low. There's the move they're looking for. Dawson had snuck in. Bodine blows a tire. And now here comes RC going the other direction. Good job breaking it up. And that one comes in offsides. They're going to have to delay. A little bit better structure on the end of that, too. Snuck up is Foy. He jumps the play. Oh, my goodness. Great cross-ice pass by Hoyt. That's that open back door we were looking for. Fish did not have his stick on the ice. Dawson wheeling, dealing back behind the net. A weird combination of lines out here now, halfway between the line and the PP unit. D to D pass there is just outside the reach of Jimenez. He's out there with several forwards. Gogol comes out to join. Now it kicks out to RC. 4-0 still Valor. 2:26 left in this first period. Good body by Foy, gets in the way. Finally gets back control of the puck. Jimenez there. He needs some support. He gets bodied off that. That kicks out. Canapari gets there first. Now it's left. Good job by Gogol to play it. Now Gogol springs out, squeezes by one on the boards, goes by two on the boards. Can't get past the rest of the team on the boards though. Now it goes all the way back up to the top. Foy's there. He collects it. Down low to Jimenez. Battles along the boards. Bevan gives some assistance there. Pops back out to Foy. Foy works it down into the corner. Jimenez looked like he was trying to a little drop pass to deep. Not to deep. I think that's Canapari, and that didn't work. 1:39 left. First period flipped out. RCS has seen enough, and they're going to ice it. 1:34 left first period. So a couple power play opportunities for the Eagles there, and some good puck movement towards the end, but then some fan shots and some not full wood on some of those backdoor plays. Didn't connect, but that's what they should be doing, is really working it, trying to get the open shot. Pumped back out to the top. There's King, goes down low to deep. Pops out to Perch. Perch backhands it over to Deep. Deep has plenty of time. Perch is, oh, good. He saw Sutter who had snuck in there, but his pass is intercepted. Deep comes out with it. RCS now controls and sent back into the corner. Good work by Purchase to battle in the corner. Still pops out right to Sutter in the middle, right in the slot. He turns, tries to square one up on the forehand. Backhanded back to Purchase to Deep, and that one sent high and over and outside the zone. Coffey will collect it. Deep pass to King. King's gonna send it in. 1 minute left in the period. You heard Terry make the 1 minute announcement with 50 seconds left in the game, the period. He'll get there. Now that's sent all the way back down in, and that will be another ice. 39 seconds left on the clock. So after 4 goals in the first 3 minutes, things have settled down a little bit. 39 seconds left. Baker line is out there with Bodine and Dawson. Stanley and McKiddo working the blue line. Oh, they try that little set play. Pops out to Bodine. He turns, gets a little caught up, sends it back to Stanley. Stanley sends it back down into the corner. I don't think Bodine was expecting. Rimmed all the way around. Dawson gets there, kept in. Dawson, he gets it in, sends it to Baker. Baker controls, spins off one. Now he's looking for bounce, spins off another one. Oh, Bodine tried to backhand one, falls over the goal. Now it's sent all the way back down. 10-9-8, and we'll have another icing call. Scramble in front of the net. I think a couple kids were trying to bang it in. Nobody got it in, but I think in Chassa we do have the ZAM after every period too, so regardless of the score, we'll get to see another ZAM. Puck's won, controlled, pops out to McKiddo, over to Stanley. Oh, Stanley at the buzzer shoots just wide off of the boot, I think, and he was looking for his first goal of Chassa's season.
At the end of the first period, it's Valor.
And after that, 4-0 Valor, and they looked dominant after that first few minutes. Let's see if they make the ice. They sure will. Shots on goal are 6 by Valor and 0 by Resurrection Christian. I would hazard a guess that it was 4 shots and 4 goals in those first few minutes of the game. Res Christian Cougar is a little bit back on their heels, but then they gathered themselves and gave up no goal. Oh, sorry, the stats had just updated. 17 shots to 2. So Valor really putting it on in the stats department. The 6 shots did seem low, so that correction there. Stats just updated. We'll go for a Zam, take about a 10-minute break, and we'll be back with you a little after 6:45. And we're back for second period action. Valor with 17 shots that first period, 2 for RC. Most notable was the lack of power play activity again. And what's notable too is I see some of the alumni from last year. There's Jenkins in there over there. I see Hurstfield, so it's good to see the boys back watching their teammates from last year sent back up top. Sent back around. There's Maddox up top to Hoyt. Screen shot to Flex, does not make it on net. RC gets there. This line with really good pressure. Certainly the talent. You can't skate it out of the zone. The stick handles out of the zone. Maddox turns, fires. That one's not on goal, and RC has seen enough. And they turn and rip it out of the zone. That burns up 43 seconds of this first period, but that kid did the cardinal sin of trying to skate it out of his own zone. So several good shots, and the boys are really putting it on. You can just tell the mismatch in talent here. Baker lines out there with Bodine and Dawson Charles. One back to Coffey, down low to Bodine, looking for Dawson in the slot, doesn't connect. Pretty good idea there. Bodine intercepts, spins around, dances it back to King. King to Baker. Baker stick handles through, makes his own. Shot, Bodine follows, tries to backhand follow. Pretty good play, good low shot by Joey. And low shot by Joey looking for the deflection. And I think that Dawson is the recipient of some post-whistle shenanigans, and the kids get sent off the ice. I don't think we'll see we will see a penalty. And that's a cross-check Dawson. And now we'll see the first unit back on the ice, and you gotta see some good puck movement in the goal here. 0 for 2 in the power play, and I'll have to track down the stats from how it was in the Wisconsin weekend. But all right, draws one back, played by Maddox, over to Hoyt. Hoyt cross ice to Dawson. Dawson spins to Maddox, to Hoyt. Oh, Hoyt misplays it. I think he took his eyes off a little bit. Comes down to Bodine. Bodine has some time. He tries to get it to Fisher. Puck's deflected. Fish comes out with it again, winds it back to Dawson. Dawson spins around. Bodine in the bumper position. Fish sends a cross ice pass. Oh, good setup. There's some puck movement we've been looking for there. Good pass to Hoyt, who had snuck in, and that net was wide open. That's the shot you're looking for. And Sorensen was a little bit in close, in tight. He tried to make the adjustment, but it was a little too tight, and he pulled it. But that's a little bit better puck movement. The coach was probably on the boys, said, guys, you've got to move the puck. Oh, and the puck draws lost and sent all the way back down. Havikos will play it. Leaves it for Maddox. 1:23 left in this power play. Maddox with some speed, goes up the ice, gets past two. Look at the speed, brings it in the zone, goes past another one. Backhands up, and he's there to get the rebound. Sends it back across to Dawson. That's Hoyt. Hoyt backhands up to Maddox. Oh, Maddox tries to bring it in himself. That's spun out again. Minute left in the power play. Play by Havikos. We're going to leave the same boys out there. RC goes for a change. Havikos plays off of his stick. Bodine drops it to Maddox. Now Maddox with some speed. Maddox leaves it for Dawson. Dawson now with some speed to the neutral zone. He gets past one. That's Hoyt. Hoyt makes his own. He tries a low angle shot, and they just do not set it up. Now they have it set up. Fisher passes it over to Dawson. Dawson up pop to Maddox. Maddox spins off of one. Fish back to Maddox. Maddox to Hoyt. Shot, pretty pedestrian shot. Pretty easy pad save. Fish back up top to Dawson. Dawson to Maddox. Big hard shot. That's nowhere near the goal. Puck's loose, and I think that Bodine chips that one in. I think that was Bodine on that one, but I couldn't quite tell. We'll go through the line. See the replay there. See who knocks that one in. Oh no, that's Fisher swats it in. Fisher got there first and swatted it in, so he went through the line first. So Fish is on the board with his second goal now.
Christian goal, scored by number 12, Bauer Bodine.
Oh, they gave that one to Bauer, but I think that was Fisher. They'll probably correct that one. On the replay, you could see that it was Fish. And that's another goal by the Eagles, and it's a power play goal, not the tightest, but it was certainly some good pressure in front of the net. RC's got it back behind the net, but now here come the boys on a breakout. Canapari with some speed to the neutral zone comes in, leaves it for Jimenez. Jimenez shot off blocker save, pad save rather, caught up in the corner. 3 Valor kids are there. Jimenez overskates it a bit, but good work in the corner. Bevan with some help too. He's fighting down the corner. RC flips it out. Here comes number 15. Tries to go past Coffey, can't get past him. Good defensive play. Coffey pushes him down. Cross-ice pass, but nobody was there. Cougars just not the most structured yet. Bevan, he brings it into the zone, and he's got one with him. Gets past one, down to Canapari. He's looking for somebody to center it to. Pushed off that puck. Deep joins the play, and now RC gets it out. That will go the length of the ice. That's waved off. 12:38 left, second period. Is in King's feet. He misplays it a little bit, and now it pops back out. Deep with some help. Centering pass. Nobody's there but Sutter. Sutter with some speed going up the side. Ref gets out of the way, but not quite enough. Sutter leaves it for Deep. RC there. They stroke it all the way down to Havikas, and he will play it. Touch pass to Gogol. Connor Gogol. Gogol turns, fires it back to Coffey. Played by Sutter. This is where the boys have had some trouble with the breakout. Deep gets it up. He's got 2 to beat. Goes wide, and that's an offsides. I didn't see that one, but ref is down there on the ice, what he's paid to do, so I'll take his word for it. 11:59 left, second period. Valor with a power play goal.
Valor's fifth goal, correction, was scored by number 27, Dave Fisher.
Deep makes the zone. Deep makes the zone, shot on goal. You just heard the scorekeeper make the announcement, and that's the right call. That goal was by Fisher. So they've just made the correction on that, and Fish with that 5th goal, so he's got number 1 and number 4. And this is where it's a good time to be practicing plays, practicing systems. Good shot there by Sutter. Good play. Speaking of practicing systems, good work by Deep to Sutter. Sutter with the grounder. I'm not so sure he was planning on the grounder, but that just went in. Yeah, he didn't get all the wood on that, but it went in. The goalie was standing up. He hadn't made it down to the butterfly yet. So probably good that Sutter didn't tee that up like he wanted to, and a goal's a goal, and that just ripped in 5-hole. So that's the second goal for Sutter as well. 6-0 for Valor, but that's a good play there. With Sutter hanging out there in the bumper position there. Good look by Deep. Good assist, gets it in, and that is 6-0 Valor with 11:24 left, second period. Good defensive play by Gogol. Pops out, now back down low. There's Foy with some support to help Gogol. Foy leaves it for Gogol. Gogol gets tied up there in the corner. Ties up 3 Valor kids. Pops out to RC. They work the perimeter with the puck. Shot bounces out, saved by Havikas, and that's the first pretty good hard shot that Havikas has faced this game so far, I venture to say. .10:43 left, second period. Valor with a 6-0 lead. draws one and played by Rez Christian. They try and get it back up to the point, but Jimenez there to break it up. It's sent back down in by RCS. Mikito sealed off back down below, but Canapari's there for some support. Bevan gets some body too, but pops it out to Canapari, and he takes a hard body there. Pretty good check there, but Canapari bounces off, and he is still working hard. Good job by Mateo to work there, and that is a shot. Oh man, Jimenez was open on that back door, just hanging out too. Pops out to Mikito, Mikito to Stanley. Stanley's just gonna dump it softly in, no icing. Pretty good play by Stanley there. Roger with the good play. Now it's D to D to Mikito, kicks it up to himself. Doesn't get past the player, comes back to Mikito. Shot Purchase joins the play now to Bevan. Bevan gets sealed off, and there's Perch working back behind the net, looking for someone to pass to. Goes all the way up top to Stanley. Stanley back down low to Purchase, dumps it back behind the net, but nobody was there. Bevan gets there, good body by Bevan to break it up. Jimenez with some support, and now here comes RCS. They get it out of the zone. Stanley, good play to dump it in. That might be a too many men, or no, maybe an offsides. I think they shouldn't be calling too many men on that. No, they're just going to call an offsides there. Probably the right call. Exactly 9 minutes left, and the clock is running. Puck is sent back down into the corner. Sutter gets there, and he tries to play the line the board to himself. Gets intercepted. Purchase comes out with it, dumps it back to King. King's shot goes over the net. Good hard shot. Coffey sends one back down in. There's Purchase. Good backhand shot. And Sutter with his third. And Sutter with the HT. That's a great play. Great look by Sutter, by Purchase back behind the net. The backhand pass set up by Purchase back to Sutter, who had floated out there into that slot position. Great goal. Sutter with his third of the game. What a play. What a great shot. What a great play by Purchase to set him up. And Sutter in real good position there too. Baker lines out there now. 7-0 Valor. Foy's working, gets caught up down in the corner. Gogol provides some support. Bodine come in to help. Now the boys are trying to get it out. Bodine finally shifts it out, and now he's got some numbers. Cross ice to Dawson. Dawson doesn't quite play that. Oh, and that was sent back to Foy. Little bit mixed up on that one. Now here comes Baker. Baker takes a, oh my goodness, Hoy with a hard shot. And Foy is down, and that's gonna be at least a 2 minute. That was not good. Let's see a replay of this one. Foy had turned. Oh, I think that's going to be at least 2. Foy went into the edge of the board pretty hard. He's laying on the ice, and hard hit from behind, and it looked like Foy kind of, yeah, now he's getting up. All right. Yeah, okay. He popped up. Looks like it's nothing major. And looks like that kid has got a game misconduct, so he's out of the game. I think Foy's going to get evaluated by the trainers. You can see him go into the, he was pushed pretty hard into the boards from behind. It looked like his chest might have got in there. Hopefully he's okay, but he is being evaluated. See him doing some stretching, so maybe it's just a little bit of a back. You heard the penalty there. It's a 5-minute game misconduct. So that means it's a 5-minute power play, and the player doesn't come out of the box for the full 5 minutes. So they'll have the power play score as many goals as they can in 5 minutes. You can see Foy over there working the trainers, moving his legs and his back, and he's back on the bench, so maybe he checked out okay. Okay, glad that wasn't something more serious. We saw a kid go into the boards earlier, and Dawson took that 5-minute boarding call, and then you just saw that player from RCS take that 5-minute game misconduct. But now let's see the boys kind of get some good puck movement. 7 goals, you don't need 8, don't need 9. What they need to do is work on something that they'll be able to put in their pocket and use for the game tomorrow night. Maybe a defensive goal from the point. Certainly working on something. Draws one back, controlled by Maddox. Boys are going to set it up. Maddox, big hard shot from the point. No one's in front. Takes up 10 seconds, but I just don't know about that shot selection. It's just inside the blue line. Nobody's in front, no screen. Goalie, easy push to get over there. Draws one, controlled back again. Dawson back to Maddox. Maddox to Dawson. Maddox cycles. Looks, winds through everybody. Bodine fishes it out. He sends it back up. That pass is too far. They managed to keep it in. Maddox back to Hoyt. Hoyt back to Dawson. Oh, that shot goes wide. Good hard shot, went short side. Maddox keeps it in. Works to Hoyt. Gentle pass. Back to Hoyt. Oh, good pass. Good puck movement there. Bodine had gotten too close to the goal. He wasn't going to score from that close. Dawson down low. Good puck movement now. This is that's what you want to see happen. 1 minute burned off of this power play, but good puck movement here. Maddox leaves it for Hoyt. Hoyt with some speed. Up to Fish. Fish makes the zone, spins around. Up to Maddox. Maddox, hard shot. Oh, that goal. Good shot there. That was a pretty good play there in front. Puck comes out, big juicy rebound. And Hoyt had that shot. Bodine was providing a little bit of screen, tied that kid up. Actually deflected off of that kid's stick. Pretty good job by Hoyt to get that shot off. As it is, it's a power play goal, and we'll get to see the PP2 unit out there still with the man advantage.
Goal scored by number 22, Hoyt Sorensen. Assist to number 23, Max Charles, and number 27.
RC wins the draw, dumps it down in. McKenna will play it. Plays it back to Stanley. Stanley with plenty of time, a lot of open ice. He takes that space he's given. Deep makes the zone. Nope, Deep stops it up. Now he brings it in. Questionable play there, but now he gets tied up, and he sends it down in. Baker's there. Baker winds around. Plenty of time. Back up to McKiddo. McKiddo over to Stanley. Stanley with the low shot, looking for deflection. Good shot by Roger. Good shot. We saw Monarch do that. We saw some of the kids in Wisconsin do that. Some of those low shots that aren't just the screamers from the point. Good play by Sutter, brings it in. Now back to Baker, back to Sutter, score! That's number 4 for Sutter. Good, cute shot there by Max Sutter, and you have yourself a night, Max. That is goal number 4, and he gets in and just chips it over that goalie's shoulder. Goalie throws his stick in frustration. The clock is still moving. I think they've said, hey, just wind the clock. They're gonna let the clock go. Draws one back. Bevan runs into Jimenez, still on the power play. Oh, that's a little dangerous play there. Now it's getting a little bit chippy. You hope it doesn't get too bad. Played by Coffey. Coffey up to Bevan. Bevan gets bodied off, but dumps it down low. There's Canapari. Canapari swings it up. Nobody's there. Canapari takes a body. Jimenez is there. He bounced off one. Oh, good look by Canapari to Bevan, who had come in back door. Kane slows it down. Back up top to Jackson King. He flips it over, intercepted. Still kept in by Jimenez. D to D pass. That's a little dangerous. King winds through a few. Looks like a forward with those stick handles. Pops it out front, but now here comes RC going the other direction. 45 seconds left on the penalty. Dumped in by RC. Played back behind the board. Kane with some speed. stretch pass up there to Bevan. Bevan gets sealed off and doesn't make the corner. Bounces off that kid twice. Puck is sent up. Coffey plays it. Coffey keeps it down low. Good to see the D come up playing. Some practice here. King gets there and chips it up, stays in. Battle for it does Jimenez. 1:41 left, second period. Still 15 seconds on this man advantage. They've had, I think, 3 goals here on this man advantage. I think the ref was going to call a penalty there, and he thought better of it. Said, no, let's try and get this game, keep it going. King looking like a McDavid out there with the stick handle. Gets to 1, 2, 3. Then he shoots. Good shot by King. He stick handled through 2 or 3 kids. Like to see him do that with some of the more formidable competition too. He showed that he's got those skills to do that. Coffey goes back and plays it. He plays it back behind his net. Getting a little bit of pressure and some bother. Stays with it. 1 minute, and Terry is on at this time. He calls the 1 minute left with 1 minute left. Sutter makes the zone again. Chipped in back into the corner. Sent back around Purchase. Look, Max is looking for goal number 5. Beaudin now up there with Purchase to Beaudin. Beaudin can't quite get there, can't tee it up. Purchase looking for yet another few assists. Comes out to Beaudin. He winds it back around. Sutter down there still playing. RC's just going to ice that. Sends it all the way back down into the zone. And that'll do it for the clock. The clock is running, and I do not think that we'll get a face-off, and that will do it. I assume they'll jam the ice, but you never know. That is the intermission. The buzzer sounds. 2 minutes. You can hear George talking to the ref and see what we're going to do. The players confer, and they're saying something about 1. I don't know what that means. Maybe a 1. Nope. It looks like they are going to make the ice. So, all right. Refs are talking. We'll give you an update. We know what's happening here.
We will not have an ice make after the second period, but we'll continue play here in a few minutes.
Yep, and they will not have an ice make, which is probably what we would expect with Valor up 9-0. And we'll probably be running clock in the third period. So I'm not sure if this is a warm-up or not. The Valor is certainly get a little bit more competition tomorrow when they play against Pooter Stars, who beat up Monarch pretty good last weekend in their opening game of Chassa. So I think Pooter's going to come out. They're looking for a state title after losing to Valor in the finals last year. So 17 minutes on the clock for this third period. Gotta assume it'll be running clock. 9-0. Shots on goal are 33-3. Draws 1 by Baker, controlled by Valor. Foy. He's gonna send it in, and that is no ice. It's waved off. It's deflected. Beaudin gets there. RC gets the outlet, and that is deflected, and that's gonna be an ice, and we'll see a face-off. I'm sure they're more apt to call the icing calls now because there will not be stoppages of clock. So with 16:30, we'll have a face-off back down in the O-zone. Draws 1 back, controlled by Beaudin. Back down low to Dawson. He just turns and blindly fires it to the middle. Rez Christian tries to go with the breakout, played by Gogol pretty easily, broken up. Foy takes some body. Good to see Foy back out there, I will say that. Now Baker fights along the boards. Bodine fishes it out. He falls off a body, and now it's sent in, controlled. Foy will play it, and it's sent back in by Gogol. Dumped in, Baker gets it. The boys spin off for a change. Baker takes some body. Sent off, RC sends it down to Hoyt. Spun around by King. King up to Hoyt. Hoyt makes his own, and Fisher is just wide open for 3 or 4 seconds in the center. I don't know if Hoyt didn't see him or not. King holds the puck at the front, gets hauled down. Pretty good play. Drop pass by Hoyt. Quick shot by Maddox. Pretty easy save. I don't think Maddox got everything on that one.
I think it was.
14:47 left. Goalie with another save. We'll see this Maddox line, so you don't know what they're working on necessarily, but hopefully at least an opportunity to sharpen up the skating, the passing, the fundamentals, and get ready for what's going to be a very tough game tomorrow. Little touch pass in there by Hoyt, pretty good play. Maddox comes out with it, leads it back down into the corner. Fisher bounces off, a pretty good hit by a smaller kid actually, and RC tries to clear it. They're unable to, and play down by Hoyt. He comes out, the kids are just watching him skate. Shot doesn't make it through. Hoyt takes a shot off of a boot, played by Coffey. Good work by Coffey. Good cross-ice pass to Maddox, who was open. Maddox holding court from up top, tries to send one down low to Hoyt. That doesn't connect. Fished out and saved by the goalie. I didn't think the ref could see it or not, but it was certainly a save. And 13:40 left running clock. Faceoff is won by Stanley, but he can't keep it in. Oh, Roger just took his eyes off the puck a bit there. Roger goes back to McKiddo, up to Bevan. Bevan turns and sends it in. There's Jimenez to play it. Now it's sent back in. The boys have to touch out. RC tries to just clear it, get it out of the zone. Back to that smaller defender. He has some speed through the neutral zone and turn and send out harmlessly. And a little bit of a fumble job by RC. Good play by McKiddo to break that up. Bevan tries to get it out along the boards and he can't quite. Stanley is there and he's gonna send it around the boards. Jimenez gets there. Canapari joins and half the team's over there now. Good pass by Stanley to Bevan to break it out, but it goes off a deflection, goes the other direction. Now we're trying to break that out, that touch pass, and here's Jimenez. He's got some space, goes around one, big wide hit, and that shot is wide by Jimenez. He's going far post and he overshot it a bit. Good play by Ev there though. Backhanded in by Sutter. He's looking for number 5. Still, maybe he's trying to put an assist in there too at this point. Now, here goes Rez Christian the other direction. Gogol gets in the way. Still pretty good centering pass by Rez Christian. Canapari will dump it into the neutral zone. 11:59 left in the game, and they're going for a change now are the Eagles. Sutter brings it up the right side, gets sealed off with a body there. Sutter centering pass, nobody home, was looking for purchase. Kept in by Gogol, good play. Gogol, good shot on goal. Goalie has to make a save. Backhanded in by Perch. Not with enough authority to deep, pops out, and that, oh my goodness, there was on the doorstep with Sutter for his 5th goal. That was the easiest one, I think. Wide open goal, and he sent it just wide. See, there's a replay of that one. Yeah, Sutter was just right there on the doorstep. Comes in behind. Oh no, a different play that we just saw a replay of. 9-0, clock continues to run. Baker wins the draw. Back to Gogo. He has to play it. Plays it to Dawson. He tries to stick handle through a couple kids. A little bit of tight quarters. Foy gets there and sent back down into Gogo. Just out of Baker's hands. He doesn't get there quite in time. Good stick battle there by Joey there. RC comes out with it there. Now they start to rush. Bodied by Foy. Again, good to see him out on the ice. Comes to Bodine. Touch pass to Baker. Baker has Dawson far side. Never looks up. Dawson's wide open on that far side. Okay, and then Baker turns it over. Man, get a lot of speed and few open kids. Now Dawson fishes it out. Tried to chip it back behind the net. Chips it back up top to Coffey. Coffey to King. King another low shot looking for a deflection. Tries to spin it out at the Baker. Baker sends it off of the boards. Back up top to Joey. Tries to stick handle through a few. Now up to Coffey. Deflection right into Bodine. I don't know if he's going through a deflection or what. Now back to Bodine behind the net. Up top to Coffey. Coffey to King. Oh, and that's knocked out. 9:38 left. Coffey backhand over to Bodine. Probably time for these kids to get off the ice. Backhands it up to Maddox. Maddox tries to send it in. It sends in, and now it's back all the way down into the D zone. King will play it. Oh no, King turns it over. Oh my goodness gracious, good save by Havikos. After King just turns it over directly in front of his net. Could have been more dangerous than that. Well, it was a dangerous turnover, but Havikos to the rescue. Preserves the shutout. Good stop there by Coffey. He turns and fires it out. 9 minutes left in the third period, just waiting for the clock to tick off. Look at the speed by Maddox to try and get up there. Played by goalie. Hoyt tries to just tap one in. Madison in the circle back, turns, send it back over to Hoyt. Hoyt cross ice to Maddox. Maddox tries to go up top. Good shot, good play by those two. They play really well on the ice. They certainly know where each other is. RC with another good shot. Actually, Havikos has to be there for a save. Outlet pass, good play by Hoyt to send it back into where nobody was. No icing too, really good play by Hoyt there. Bevan comes in with a head of steam. Sent in by Stanley and pretty easy glove save. 8:05 left, third period. And we'll see the Canapari line out there. Canapari working with Jimenez and Bevan. Jimenez gets around one, stick handles out, gets poked out of there. McKiddo sends it back in, no ice. 7:35 left until the game is over. RC fishes it out, and now they're starting the breakout. Dump it into the O-zone, so the boys give chase. Corralled by RC Christian, and that's a little bit of loose play by Valor. They certainly don't want to play loose and give up the shutout for Havikos, but McKiddo comes away with it. Makes his own pretty easily, tries a sauce pass and chips it all the way up into the boards. So the right idea is a little firm on that. Bevan comes out with it. Good pass. Oh, it's into the feet of Canapari. Good idea. Pass it into his feet. And now that's sent down for an ice. No icing's called off because of the deflection. Sent back down in. Jimenez there. He makes his own. Stopped. Winds around one. Sent all the way back down, but there's Purchase to intercept. Cross ice to Gogol. Gogol backhands it around. Res Christian's there. Kid fishes it around. Dances with it. Backhands it into the corner. Gogol gets there first. Intercepted by a few different kids, and there's Sutter again. Sutter off the board. There's Purchase giving it a real good go. Purchase gets there. Unfortunately, so does 5 blue jerseys. And and RC connects with it and sends it down for an ice. Purchase with a head of steam and tracks it down, and he looks up for someone to pass to, and there's 5 blue Cougars looking for the pass. 5:50 left in the game. Draws one back. Oh, but kicks out all the way out to the neutral zone. 5 boys with it. Chips it deep with a nice little chip to Purchase. He spins around, tries to go cross ice. Right idea to Gogo, but he's a little bit tied up. Gogo battles for it. Doesn't quite win the battle. Foy comes out with it. The troops are overloaded on one side. Sent up to Baker. I think Baker is now on the ice over to Deep. Deep dumps it in to an RC player, and Dawson can't quite keep it in, but sends it over to Kane. Kane makes the zone with some speed. Good cross pass to Joey, just out of his stick. King sends it down in deep. Oh, Baker with some good flying body, but that could have been a penalty. It is a delayed penalty, and I'm not so sure what happened there. We'll see the Eagles go back on the power play for maybe one last session. Good chance to work on some puck movement for the, oh, looks like they're gonna send out just one of the standard lines. You can see Bevan, Canapari, and Jimenez out there.
Resurrection Christian penalty on number 16.
Draws one back to Foy.
2 minutes.
Foy gets caught up on the side there and sends it back down low now to Bevan. He's got plenty of time. Sent across to Gogo. Cross ice pass to Bevan. Good save. Oh, and then Canapari fans on it and turns and runs it again. Good play by Canapari. 2 shots there. Good setup. These boys are working the puck. Down to Jimenez. Jimenez with some space is sent back down in deep. Kids are banging and banging. Bodies are hauled down. RC comes out with it, but they can't get it out. Good play by Foy. Foy absorbs a body. Canapari had snuck in backdoor again. RCS comes out with it, but now here comes Gogo to Bevan. Bevan has to hold up. 3 minutes left in the game. 1:15 left on the penalty. Deep winds around once, 1-on-4. Goes wide, does Deep. Sutter is joined again. Back up to King. King back down low to Deep. Deep to Sutter. Sutter back to Deep. Good play, good puck movement. Goalie falls on it. 2:55 left in the game and 50 seconds left on the power play. We'll see Purchase out there working with Sutter and Deep. Draws control by Valor, back to Purchase. Good quick shot by Purchase, and I think that, I don't know if that's a goal. I think they call it out. Good shot by Perch there. He was in the right place. Good centering pass. Goes back out to Purchase. Good quick shot. Ref blew that one dead. I don't know if it was in or not. Two minutes left of the game. Power play is now over. And they're going to drop the puck. I'm not so. Oh, yeah. King is good play by King to note that he's got to protect for that kid coming out of the box. Good play there by Jackson King, recognizing that kid's coming. Oh, and Habakoff has to make a good save on that kid who actually had a good opportunity, good angle on that shot, too. Baker lines out there maybe for the final shift of the game. 1:25 left in the game. Draws one back. Maybe they're trying to stretch play and it's open. Doesn't quite make it through, but it was definitely open. Baker comes through. He falls down. The defense falls down. Oh, and Dre Baker trips him. Backhanded up into the netting. Joey had fallen down, and he reaches out and trips that kid who had skated in. So Baker's going to go to the box in 50 seconds. If he skates slow enough, maybe there won't even be any time for a power play. Skating pretty slow, trying to burn off more clock. 45, 44. I guess we'll see Bodine and Dawson Charles out there for this penalty kill, and they're going to stop the clock. 39 seconds left on this PK, and RC wins the draw. That save by Habakost, and so he needs to make one last save, and clock continues to wind. 20 seconds, 22, 23. Puck is sent back in, and King just turns and fires it all the way down. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and that will do it for this game. So not a real formidable test there by the guys, but it's a win is a win. 9-0, so maybe a good warm-up for the game tomorrow versus the PSD Stars. It will be back at you at 1:30 tomorrow, South Suburban Rink 2. And the boys will need to be ready to play against a really good team tomorrow. So please join us tomorrow. Thanks for joining us tonight.
What'd you guys feed Max? What'd you feed Max for Thanksgiving?
Literally, we were talking
Holy
about that
smokes.
today. So he had the game plate at the fort, so he had bison.
Do it again.
I'm like, crap, we can't repeat it.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, just charge it to the team.
Or something.